society leaders and representatives, Accountability Lab staff, fellows and alumni, members of the media, friends and colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful evening to all of you. Let me begin by welcoming you to the Accountability Lab Garden, our venue of choice. Yes, it may have started out as a cost-saving measure, but it has become a creative canvas over time. It is my singular honor and pleasure to deliver these opening remarks on behalf of Accountability Lab Zimbabwe and its Board of Trustees as we gather to mark the official conclusion of the New Narratives for Accountability in Zimbabwe project, fondly known as NNAZ. To all of you who have taken time out of your busy schedules to join us, thank you. This moment would not be the same without you. Back in 2016, a scoping mission suggested that Zimbabwe was ripe for innovative accountability programming. But as we all know, the context was delicate, complex, volatile, and not quite ready. So we waited. Following the dramatic events of November 2017, promises of a restart, shifts in the political landscape, some opening of democratic space, and a USAID NOFO that seemed to have Accountability Lab written all over it, we didn't hesitate. We responded with conviction. We proposed an innovative intervention, the New Narratives for Accountability in Zimbabwe, a 5-year program grounded in the belief that narratives and stories can shift systems. The NNAZ program was conceptualized as a 5-year journey to empower communities, particularly young people, to reimagine how they engage with power, amplify community voices, and build insider-outsider coalitions. At its heart was a commitment to cultivating active citizenship and demanding ethical leadership and responsible governance. It wasn't just about demanding accountability. It was about designing ecosystems that where accountability could thrive. The target group was diverse: young people, communities of place, and communities of interest. NNAZ set out to empower young Zimbabweans to rethink civic engagement, not as protest or performance, but as partnership with power. We asked, what does it look like to hold institutions accountable with integrity and innovation? And more importantly, what happens when accountability becomes a shared value, not just a demand? Through a dynamic partnership model, we implemented the NNAZ program in collaboration with Magamba Cultural and Activist Network, the Kubatana Network, the Vendors Initiative for Social and Economic Transformation, Zvigogodza Trust, Amandla Center Zimbabwe, National Association of Youth Organizations, amongst and dozens more through sub-grants, new initiatives, and organizations that emerged from the Accountability Incubator, the Film Fellowship, Voice to Rep, and the Integrity Icon Campaign. Together, we built an accountability ecosystem, a living, breathing network of civic actors, artists, policy thinkers, and communities, each playing their part to support transparent and accountable governance from the ground up. These programs gave youth the tools to voice grievances, co-create solutions with duty bearers, and shift culture from silence to transparency. NNAZ didn't follow the script from the traditional civic society playbook. It blended grassroots organizing with storytelling, civ tech with music, film, and art. It used unconventional means, action research, social innovation labs, and performance to influence change while reducing the risk in an often fragile civic space. The approach was ecosystemic, participatory, and unapologetically creative. We built a broad and diverse accountability ecosystem. This ecosystem has become a translocal network linked by purpose, shared challenge, and civic imagination. Over the last 4 years, the program has engaged close to 1 million citizens, both on and offline, supported over 43 emerging civic leaders to launch accountability initiatives, empowered 40 musicians and 35 filmmakers to tell truth to power, produced 42 songs, 4 full albums, 1 extended play album with several artists recognized nationally. We have created 34 short films, 3 of which earned national awards and international festival screenings. We We have published 6 policy briefs and research papers, 3 of which informed parliamentary debate and capacity building. None of this would have been possible without the generous and unwavering support of our donors and partners. To the United States Embassy and USAID, represented here today by Mr. Ramses and others, we thank you for believing in a model that was untested in Zimbabwe and sometimes unconventional. To the Swiss Embassy and the SDC, represented here today by Ms. Tanutsa and others, your timely support allowed for a dignified, deliberate, and ethical closeout and helped us to manage the transition with grace. The NNAZ journey was not easy. There were challenges: COVID, resistance, funding gaps, political headaches. But what endured was the resilience of our partners, the bravery of our creatives, and the consistency of our purpose. Tonight is not just about reflection, it is also about recognition. Recognition of our funding partners for their trust in us and our approaches, recognition of our civic society collaborators for walking this journey with us, recognition of our staff and fellows for your passion and professionalism, and most importantly, recognition of young people whose voices turned ideas into action. As the NNAZ program concludes, the legacy continues. The networks remain, the tools endure. The imagination has been kindled, and it is now up to us to carry this flame forward. So the questions we leave with is this: how do we carry the flame forward? On behalf of the accountability-led family, I thank each and every one of you for your presence, your partnership, and your ongoing belief in this work. Let us continue to write new narratives defined by integrity, humility, courage, creativity, and inclusion. May this evening be both a tribute to what we have built and an invitation towards next. I thank you.